Hey everybody, my name is Ross Turco. I'm with Tri-State Lacrosse. I'm really excited to be talking about the girls game. We're going to go through catching, throwing, cradling, shooting, moving the goalie, and some elements of girls lacrosse. I'm really excited to be doing this for Reese Wolf of Rutgers Preparatory School, and I have Maggie Turco, also of Rutgers Preparatory School, with me today. So catching and throwing is a really important part of lacrosse, and it's how we move the ball up the field, and it's how the offense attempts to score. Notice the hand placement on the butt end and the midway part of the shaft, and there's a step and a throw. A transfer of the body weight through the ball, and then a transfer of the body weight to receive the ball. It's really important that the girls look the ball all the way into their stick as they throw the ball.
Hi everyone, my name is Taylor Cummings. I'm a current member of Team USA for the U.S. Women's National Team, and also am a professional lacrosse player. I've been playing lacrosse since I was about 5 or 6 years old, and I'm now 26, so that's made up 20 years of my life. I think one of my favorite things about this sport is the people I've met and the community that this game has. I've learned from so many incredible coaches, teammates, parents, family members, friends through playing this sport that have impacted me both on and off the field, and it's a community that I'm really grateful to be a part of.
So cradling is another element of the game, and it's how we keep the ball in our stick. We're using centrifugal force, right, to keep the ball in the pocket. And notice that Maggie is cradling in a vertical posture, and she's using the weight of the ball to keep the ball in the stick as she comes back and forth. This is a vertical cradle. There's also horizontal cradles as well. And there's all sorts of different patterns that we use in cradling, right, that help us keep the ball in our stick. They can also help us to move the goalie. So if the camera person were the goalie and Maggie was faking, she could use cradling techniques to fake the goalie out and try and pretend that the ball was going in one space and then moving it to another. So cradling progresses into elements of ball control that help us be athletic and achieve our objectives on the field.
Hi, I'm Belle Smith, number 8 on the U19 USA team, number 1 midfielder in the country for the 2020 class, Under Armour All-American 4 times in a row, 2-time US All-American. Just a little bit about me. I started playing lacrosse when I was in 1st grade. My dad was my coach, which was pretty cool. I got involved in it because my sisters played growing up and they were older than me, so I was always on the sideline with them. I love lacrosse because it kind of gives me an opportunity to make more connections, meet more people, and I don't know, the feeling you get on the field, you're kind of just in control, which I really like that. Best quote I've ever gotten from a coach was from my trainer. He said, in order to move forward, you have to learn to move backwards. And I thought that was really cool because it's a life quote, but it's also so real on the field, so it's like a metaphor. And that just stuck with me and made me who I am today as a player and person. Best lacrosse memory, definitely winning at USA. That was a dream come true. It was my goal since I was little. And advice I'd give to someone younger, keep working hard, of course, outwork your opponents. That was always what I said, outwork people. And also just love what you do. If it's not lacrosse, it's not, but if it is, that's awesome. Love what you do, because when you love what you're doing, then you want to excel at it and get better and be the best at it. So just find your niche, find what you love, and continue working on it.
Up next, Maggie's going to demonstrate how to pick the ground ball. Let's notice first her hand placement. She has one hand on the plastic, one hand on the butt end. She's also going to get very low as she comes to the ball. And notice how she gets her butt end and her knees and her butt low to the ground as she picks the ball up. And she keeps her feet moving through the ball. So we're going to show one more ground ball also with a little bit of talk. So before the ball hits the ground, we want to anticipate a loose ball, and we want to say ball, release. Excellent. So when the ball goes loose on the lacrosse field, everyone looks at this one spot. So when we practice ground balls, we want to make sure that we're exploding through it as fast as we can. And we want to make sure that we're also not picking the ball up in the spot and staying here, because then people will collapse on this point of interest. We want to move away from it and do it as fast as we can.
My name is Kathy Redkin, and I was lucky enough to play collegiately at the Division I level. I played lacrosse at Syracuse, and I finished my career at the University of Maryland. I was lucky enough to play professionally in the Women's Pro Lacrosse League, and I started playing lacrosse when I was in middle school. I grew up in San Diego, California, where the sport really wasn't that big and still isn't as big as it is on the East Coast, and just fell in love with the game. Lacrosse has given me so many opportunities, connections, mentors, friends, family, that I could not be more thankful for. And the sport really taught me, how to push through adversity. And I experienced a lot of great wins, but I think I remember the losses even more. And the losses are where you find your character and where you decide how you're going to push through and overcome certain things. And that definitely translates to life. But it's a great sport, and I love that it's continuing to grow.
My advice to any new young player is to just have as much fun as you possibly can. Learn from your coaches. Don't dwell on your mistakes, because they're what make you better. And then last but not least, make sure that you watch as many videos as you possibly can. There's so many instructional videos on YouTube, online, made by pros, made by some of the best players in the world. But most importantly, have fun.
So we're going to talk about shooting right now, and shooting really stems from, it starts with good footwork, right? Good body positioning. All right, you're going to step and open up. We want to point our front foot at the part of the cage that we're aiming to shoot at. As we step, we're going to snap over the ball. So this is a stationary shot or a time and root shot that Maggie's going to demonstrate here. Notice how she follows all the way through and snaps the head of her stick to her target. Really accurate, hard to stop. One other element of shooting is that we want to visually move the goalie. So I can tell the goalie I'm shooting low, or I'm telling the goalie I'm shooting high, or I'm shooting this post, and I want to be deceptive and fool the goalie when I'm shooting. So let's see one more shot from Maggie. In this shot, Maggie's going to be catching the ball and she's going to be shooting on the run. So I'll be a feeder, and Maggie will be a cutter. She'll catch it. Excellent. So the first dodge we're going to work on right now is called a face dodge, and it's an ear-to-ear dodge. It's called a face dodge because you bring the ball in front of your face as you dodge. So Maggie's going to demonstrate a face dodge. Excellent. So one thing you can also do, notice that Maggie's doing is she's moving me this way and trying to get my stick up here as she face dodges across. So usually your hands are up as if you're going to pass when you're executing a face dodge, and you're trying to get the defender to get their stick up, and then you cross across or through.
Waking up next to you in the middle of the week. Never needed anyone to send me off to sleep, and I know I said go slow.
Hi, my name is Molly Stevens. I played lacrosse at the University of Florida. Lacrosse has really impacted my life. I got to play Division I lacrosse at my dream school, which was so much fun. I have created so many friendships. I've been to amazing places. I've gotten to play in Japan and in England and in Paris. So that's all some really special memories that I have. I think my favorite part is all of the friends that I've made and bonds I've created. I will cherish those forever. And for a new player, I would just say pick up your stick as much as you can, have fun with it, and let the game take you to amazing places like I did. I couldn't be more thankful for the sport. I'm still coaching. I live out in California now. I'm originally from Maryland, and I love where I'm at. I get to help grow the game out here.
The next dodge that Maggie's going to go through is called a roll dodge. And if you watch her footwork, she'll plant her left foot and then roll. Cross, hands up and through. if you can't get your defender to get her stick up, or it's a pattern that you like, you'll do a roll dodge. And really, as you roll, you're using your body to roll off and seal the far side of the defender as you dodge. The next dodge we'll do here is a split dodge. Maggie's a right-hand dominant player, so she's going to start with the stick in her left hand and try and get her defender to step across as she steps to split. Now on the split dodge, what you want to do is get the defender to split their base. So as she's stepping, she's trying to get the step foolishly to her left hand as she splits back to her right hand. And those are 3 dodges that you can work on. In the end, your dodging pattern is going to be the one that you feel the most comfortable with, and you can start with these 3 simple fundamental dodges and build and add your own style to it as you go.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys? Joe Nardella here. Just wanted to give you a little bit of insight on my professional career as a lacrosse player. A couple things, just where lacrosse has taken me, where I started and where I'm at now. I started as an 8-year-old in Casanova playing youth lacrosse. Formerly a baseball player. My friends who had played hockey convinced me to switch over. Fast forward, about 10 years later, we were able to win the state championship in high school. I went on to play at Rutgers for 4 years, where I was a Big East All-Player and All-Big Ten selection, as well as an All-American both academically and athletically. And now I currently play for the PLL Whip Snakes, and I would say my best memories are winning the championship the past 2 years with the Whip Snakes. The best advice that I've been given as a lacrosse player is to take anything you learn from somebody, whether it be a clinic, a camp, a practice, and make stick-it notes. And then when you go to, or notes in your phone, and when you go to practice, pick out a couple of those notes and just have a singular focus to get better at those things that you really want to improve upon just in that day, because I think you can lay the foundation for success when you focus on really excelling at a few different skills, and then you can build your game out from there. And then lastly, I think my advice for anyone who wants to make it in lacrosse, whether it just be playing as a varsity player in high school or play at the college level, is to study film of players who are better than you, who've accomplished more than you, and try to learn from them. Take pieces of their game, make it your own, and try to build your own style. Thank you guys for listening.
Okay, we're gonna go through some of the fouls in girls lacrosse. Some of the minor fouls. You can't rake or cover the ball. You see how Maggie's raking the ball here? You have to just get through and scoop the ball. You can't cover it at all, which you don't really want to do anyway. You know, she stops her feet when she covers or rakes, and it's not good practice. Another minor foul is if I'm playing defense on Maggie and my stick goes into the sphere or bubble, there's a protective bubble around the offensive player, and you can't put your stick into that sphere. Another defensive foul would be shooting space. So if you notice, this line here is 8, really inside the 12. Shooting space happens when the defensive player is greater than a stick length away and steps in front of the shooting space of the offensive player. And that shooting space goes from the point of her stick to basically either post. There is a cone, all right, on the goal of shooting space. So in order for me not to, if I'm out of position greater than a stick length away, I have to step outside of shooting space and get into the stick length, and then step in front in order to not be in shooting space violation.
Hi guys, my name is Paige Nardella. I started playing lacrosse when I was in the 3rd grade, and then fast forward, I just graduated from Rutgers University. playing on their club lacrosse team for 4 years. And I would say the greatest thing that I've taken away from playing lacrosse over the past 13 years is that the network of people you meet is unlike any other. You are meeting people who have your back on and off the field. You're meeting people with the same interests, and the network just expands so wide across not only the country but the world. So the opportunity to meet people, network has been amazing and a great opportunity for me. I hope that you decide to join lacrosse, and we'll see you in the network.
Another minor foul that's very important, a safety element in the girls' game, is inside of the 8, a 3-second violation defensively. So if I'm marking a girl who doesn't have the ball, and I'm sitting inside this cone, inside of the 8 for longer than 3 seconds, it's a defensive violation, which prevents zone defenses and defenses really just clogging the center of the field. I have to mark with my girl to outside the 8 when she doesn't have the ball. All right, so if I'm off ball defensively, I have to stay with my girl wherever she goes. Now I can support the ball and come to the center, but I can only not be covering a girl or marking up on a girl. So those are some of the basic minor fouls that you'll see called quite a bit in the girls' game. Maggie's going to go over a handful of major fouls.
The major fouls that you will get a red or a yellow card for are cross-touching. If your stick is like this and you extend into a player. Another one is if you check a girl in the head or in the face, anywhere in the little bubble, you would get a yellow card for that. Another one would be a dangerous propel. So if I were to go and shoot through my defender, and anywhere in the sphere, that would also be a red or a yellow card.
So those are some of the basic fouls that you want to avoid. Most of the rules in girls lacrosse are really based on elements of safety.